Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Duke and Leon's School of Life. I'm Duke, and I've got Leon the Liar with me.
The liar. What are you? Are you my second wife?
No, I just said that. I'm not thinking of anything in particular, but I'm sure
liar.
you've told a lie. I'm sure. Actually, I've heard you tell lies to your second wife.
Well, I look. Is there a Santa Claus? You're talking to a 2-year-old, 3-year-old. Does Santa Claus exist? Yeah. Of course he does. Well, that's a fucking lie, isn't it? Do I look big in this? Second wife? No, you look wonderful. That's a lie, isn't it?
Well, actually, I was looking at how we do that new segment, childhood ripoffs, and I was looking through some of those things, and they used to sell kryptonite. So it'd be a box, and it'd have Superman on it, and it'd have kryptonite. And in the form, when you're writing out the form to send it, first question was, "Are you a friend of Superman?"
Yeah.
Tick yes. If you are not a friend of Superman, we cannot send you the kryptonite. So they're teaching you to lie from like the age of 5. Yes, I am a friend of Superman.
Yes, I am a friend of someone who doesn't really exist. Well,
anyway.
There's a lot of people who believe in people that don't exist. So we won't even go there.
Anyway, I want to tell you about, I went for a colonoscopy, and
fuck's sake.
When they stick it in your ass, there's a camera. There's a little camera there, and they're watching the camera, and they gave me whatever it was that's supposed to knock you out, but it didn't knock me out. So I'm watching it all doped out, and I'm asking them all questions. What's that? What's that? There's corners in your ass? You just turned a corner? And he goes, he said, mark down 2 minutes and 3 seconds. And I what? Cancer? And then he just goes, Jim. Jim comes over with an injection. And I'm going, it's like, knock this hillbilly out, will you?
Yeah. Take this cunt out now.
Yeah.
And a wise choice. Can you imagine? Trying to do something? It's hard enough when you're trying to fix something, and the owner or the person is standing over you. What are you doing that? What are you doing?
Yeah.
It's like, I used to have this mate who was a carpenter, and he goes, he's like really, really caustic, right? Anyway, he's doing this job, and the owner's just there all the time. And he's just watching him and asking him questions, make sure he does it properly like that. And in the end, he just turned around. Like, I have to. He gets so. He goes, how about next Monday? I come over to your work and I sit in front of your desk and I get out a 6-pack and I just sit there and watch you work all day and fucking just go blah. And he's just going off at this guy. And I'm going, what? Is he like his customer? He goes, yeah, well, why don't I'll just sit there and drink beer and watch you work all day and ask you stupid questions, you dickhead, like this. And then the guy never turned up on site and he finished the job and everything was sweet. But the way he said it to me, it was like, whoa, fuck, did you really say that? He goes, yeah, well, fuck. How would he like it if I watch him, I'm going, oh, my God. Anyway.
I was reading about eugenics. And for people that don't know,
including
friends, one friend who's listening who doesn't know, eugenics is a thing. It's like improving the population. So what they do is they want to get rid of all what they consider the trash, the Nazis.
So you introduce a virus?
No. So but what they were doing, they were actually doing this in America and Australia. What they were doing was they were giving people IQ tests, and if you came under a certain number, I can't remember what the number was, they would offer you money
to what?
To get fixed so that you couldn't breed.
Yeah.
And it was eventually outlawed. But I was thinking, man, if that went on, I'd have no friends.
That's right.
I mean, you wouldn't be here.
No, definitely not. No. Well, that's the whole. I was talking to someone the other day. It's like, apparently people think that natural selection is gone. It doesn't exist anymore because we we save everyone, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
And she's going, oh, what are you talking about? She's a scientist. You know, what are you talking about? Of course it exists. And I said, well, I'm just saying some people think that. But actually, you know, you sort of I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to say whether I mean, it's obviously active in the world, but like, but when is it actually like for human beings? When do you see it? Is it like someone who says, "Oh, no, vaccines are fucked now," and then they die of COVID? Is that it?
Well,
is that natural selection? Is that natural
even
selection?
simpler? I went to the shops the other day. I went to the shops and went in, and this shop is like across the road from all these housing commissions. I don't want, you know, I've got some good friends from housing commissions. You were from a housing commission,
all your
weren't
friends are from housing commission. Yes.
And but these people that I saw that were wandering around there, I thought, that is not fucking natural selection. If natural selection, these are the kind of people that would have been sort of like killed straight away, would have been left at a tree for the bears to come get them, the tiger to come get them.
Well, you know, it was interesting. I had the same experience when we had the shop, and you remember the shop, there was junkies everywhere, and there was this junkie couple, and they were really strung out, really strung out. And I hadn't seen them for about 3 months or something, and then they just walked past, or I went outside and I saw them, and the chick was pregnant, you know, and I'm just thinking, oh my God, I said, that poor child, like, what the fuck, you know, and that's the same. I sort of had the same vision. I thought, whoa, what, you know, like, how is that a good thing, you know? And that child, you can't take the children off people, so fuck. Anyway, that's depressing. That's depressing.
Speaking of natural selection, I want to tell you a story about Punky.
Punky, yes, that's
Errol's brother.
Brother, yes.
So I walk in there, and they live in a housing commission, like all my friends do. I walk in there one day, I knock on the door, Errol answers, I walk in. Punky is sitting there with nothing on except for his mum's undies. So he's got his mum's, you know, his old mum, so he's got these floral granny undies on that are going halfway up his gut. Yeah. And then Errol looks at me. Yeah. Like, look at that, will you? I mean, he was totally comfortable sitting next to him watching TV all day until I came. and then he said, I said to Punky, why are you wearing those? And he goes, they're comfortable. But it was like, you know, to see a 40-year-old man wearing his mother's undies, watching TV, while his brother's sitting next to him and while his mum's sitting on the other side.
What was on TV? Do you remember?
Natural selection, Bonanza. Bonanza. And then
family show.
And then Errol says, come here.
Oh, no.
So he leads me into Punky's room. Punky's got these G.I. Joe dolls dressed up as cowboys.
Yeah.
And what he's done is he's drawn little cardboard penises and cut them out and put them in the zipper of the pants.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah? What, you want more? And I said...
What did you say? What do you say? What did you say? What did you say, Duke? Tell me.
I said, why the fuck are you showing me this shit? And he goes, and Errol goes, I just wanted someone else to see it. I just wanted someone else to see it.
Yeah. Well,
and then...
Yeah, there's probably nothing wrong with that, really, when you think about it. But anyway.
Yeah, probably. And then... Errol tells me this story, right? He tells me this story. There's this, he used to tell me there was a girl that lived across the little way of him, and he used to be able to see in her bedroom.
Who, Punky?
Errol.
Oh, yeah, Errol. Yeah.
So he'd get his binoculars out and he'd watch her change and do whatever she was doing. And then one day he said he was going to buy a computer off her. Like he'd heard something, she's selling a computer, so he was going to go buy a computer off her.
Yeah.
And he goes into her bedroom to look at the computer.
Yeah.
And then he says to her, didn't you used to have your lamp over there?
Oh, no.
And she just looks at him like, what? Have you been here before? You know?
Errol.
So those two, natural selection or not, that's the question. Quick quiz. Natural selection or not?
Oh, God. No, it's gone. It's finished. The natural selection doesn't exist. Oh, fuck. Well, I tell you, talking about where neighbourhoods. So where I live, just down the road, this guy got stabbed to death, which is happens not all the time, but, anyway. So I was walking down, walking to my, it's not actually local, but it's close by. It's Barbecue King, and they do ducks, and you can buy half a duck and they chop it up. Beautiful barbecue duck. Oh, anyway, so I'm going down there and I walk past the house and there are all these people out the front, and they sort of look weird, and they're pulling stuff out of the house, right? And then I realise, that's the house where the guy got stabbed to death. And I see the guys, they've got this big truck. It's got nothing written on the truck, but they're in police sort of overalls. I thought, they must be emptying the house for evidence or whatever. Anyway, so I go and get my barbecue duck and I come back. And on the way past, I wasn't even near the house. I was pretty far away, and I just smell this strong smell. It's just insane. And I get close, and there are all these dope plants. And they're all in the front yard. And it's just all it is two cleaners, like I don't know, they're just civilians, and then two guys in overalls. And there was just... It was like a truckload of dope sitting on the front yard. And I'm thinking, how weird is that? It's like, wouldn't you have like armed guards or something? Or like, you think, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I don't know. What did you find out about the murder?
Oh, no, just some guy down the road went, and so he was a drug dealer. So there must have been, drug deals, they go wrong all the time.
Yeah.
You got idiots with money and numbers. Maths, drugs, and idiots. Like, how could it possibly go wrong? Well, it was 100,000, but it's only you got 20,000. What? Anyway, the whole thing must have gone pear-shaped, and the guy got stabbed to death. But anyway, the smell, gee, oh my God! I mean,
you got high off the smell.
Well, I can instantly recognise, burning dope, like on a joint or something. That smell. It's like, you never forget that smell. But like the amount
the
of
resin,
foliage,
you're smelling the resin.
Well, the amount of foliage. I've never actually seen that much foliage in one spot. Usually,
I bet it made your duck taste better.
Yeah, well, the guy's looking at me. I'm going, "What are you waving around, you idiot?" I'm wafting my duck. Yes or no? Would you cut the umbilical cord on a baby? When it's being born.
Yes, I have.
You have?
Yeah.
Fuck no, I wouldn't do it. Fuck no.
When
what?
Your children were born, didn't they
I don't have
offer
children.
you that opportunity?
Do I have children? I don't know.
I don't know, do you?
No, I don't think I do. What? Do I have children? Oh, maybe they come visit you. They probably do.
No, I did it for another dad.
No, when we walked in, remember when we walked in when we were doing that thing, and you walked in and the father, they said, "Oh, do you want to cut the cord?" And the father's going, "Fuck no," and you go, "I'll do it." Yeah, but I wasn't even in there because as soon as I saw the cord and shit, fuck, I was out.
You fainted.
Oh no,
you fainted. You were carrying your barbecue duck and fucking fell on the ground. I
mean, what? I just don't get that. Like, what is really cut the cord? What the fuck? Oh, and then what's on the other end of the cord? Your wife,
a baby.
Oh, one end's the baby, and the other's going up into the garage. The hose is going up into the garage, and you're sitting there with the scissors or something.
Well, it's symbolic, isn't it? Like
symbolic of what?
Symbolic. Well, one end's the baby, the other end's your wife, and you're stuck in the middle.
And what happens when you cut it? Does it just spurt out? Is it under pressure? Oh, for fuck's sake!
It was like a rope. It's like a rope. You have to like wrestle with it. And I said to him, "Don't you have sharper scissors, for God's sake? This is a hospital."
This is a hospital. All right. Next one. Organ donor, yes or no?
No.
Yeah, I'm no either. And my third wife goes, "Oh, why wouldn't you want?" I said, "Fuck it all."
So I was reading, I was doing some research, as a scientist, and what happened, this guy got a heart transplant. There's heaps of stories like this, and they reckon your heart contains brain cells. So
you call that research? Yeah.
No, but this guy gets a heart transplant, and all of a sudden, this guy who's never exercised in his life becomes this champion cyclist. And why has this guy become a champion cyclist?
Because he's fucking...
And then they find the person he got the heart from was a champion cyclist.
Yeah. You don't think that maybe he had a heart transplant because he was obese and then he nearly died?
No, I know why. No. What I'm saying is this is why I would not fucking donate because,
Oh, right. So someone gets your heart and then what? What do they become? Grumpy old man?
Yeah. 12-year-old girl becomes a grumpy old man. Goes bald overnight and is swearing at everyone in the street.
And scientists are baffled. Piss in the shower, yes or no?
We've done that, yes.
Yes. Oh, no, you're supposed to say, depends who's in there with me. Yeah, don't you remember anything?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot the gag. We haven't done it since vaudeville.
Yeah, all right. Oh, we might be. I think that's it.
Now it's time for Professor Hydrogen. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
What is sound made of? And don't say waves.
It's waves. It's not made of waves, it is waves.
Why can't you see sound?
Because, well, you can. If something breaks the sound barrier, you can actually see if you look at planes that are just breaking the sound barrier,
yeah,
you can see that they send out a shock wave that's actually got a refractive index that's quite different from air, and so you can actually see the shock wave.
What's it look like?
Like sort of grey out.
Really?
Yeah.
And how does it... Okay, if sound travels in waves, how does it actually travel? Like, how does it travel through the air?
Well, it's what's called a longitudinal compression wave. It's just sort of there's dense areas and rarefied areas, less dense areas. So areas that are more dense, less areas that are less dense, and it propagates through the air.
That's what I was going to say. I got a letter for you, buddy.
Letter. Let's go. Let's do the letter.
All right. Dear Duke and Leon, my name is Bridget. I am a 26-year-old married woman from Iowa.
Iowa.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of...
Hawaiians?
No, I haven't heard anything about Iowa.
Yep.
My husband and I are quite poor, and I've come up with an idea of making money.
Well, she's come to the right people. We're the ideas people.
Yeah, we're loaded.
We're rolling in it.
I would like to start a YouTube channel with clickbait so I get lots of hits and I make lots of money. But my husband has poo-pooed the idea because he's totally uncreative and thinks I haven't got a brain. Could you please help me come up with a clickbait title that will attract millions of people?
Oh, okay.
Signed, Bridget.
Well, I think she's answered her own question. The two phrases, or what is it? Poo-poo husband. That's it. Poo-poo husband.
No, I've got a better one.
Oh, really? Better than poo-poo husband? I reckon that's a winner. She's just told it. All right, what's yours?
So, Bridget, you put the title as like you put a picture of you.
Yeah.
And you have the title, look at my asshole.
And
then heaps of people click on it, and as soon as they click on it, you go, now it's time to see my asshole. And then the camera pans over to a husband.
Yeah.
That's it.
Presenting New Inventions with Duke and Leon.
All right, so you know how we always talk about, idiots coming up to us in the street, especially you. They approach you, and just the general idiots out and about these days, just the general population. I've invented something.
Yeah.
I've invented something to help us with that, and it's called the privacy helmet. So what it is, it's like a fishbowl that you put over your head, but it's a two-way mirror. You can see out, but no one can see in.
Oh,
no one can see in. So I put it on Gunter, our lab assistant.
Yeah.
And he went out. Everything was going fine, except he got run over by an ambulance. So what I didn't do, and this ambulance had its siren on. So what I didn't do, he couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, there's no audio.
He couldn't hear anything. So so the only thing I think I have to do is drill a couple of little holes on the side.
Yeah.
On the side, and it'll be sweet. And to Gunter, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry, our insurance doesn't cover that, but Leon's wife said she's going to cook you some stew.
Yeah, but you've got to take the helmet thing off before, because it's hard to eat,
Yeah. And we won't know who you are if you've got the helmet on.
As we were talking about Elon and Branson going to space, I found this is true. This is a true story. So you know how the Chinese invented gunpowder, right? You know that? So they invented it as they were trying to find something that would make you live forever or something, and then it didn't turn out quite like that. But anyway, so listen to this. Around the year 1500, a Chinese official called Wan Hu dreamed
Wan
up...
who?
That's racist. All right.
No, that's
racist. You're being fucking racist.
No, that's vaudeville. It's our old vaudeville act.
The one that got banned for being racist. Yeah, good one. So Wan Hu dreamed up the idea of flying to the moon by using 47 large rockets strapped to a wicker chair. I like the use of wicker. Wicker's light. That's good. Good thinking. On the appointed day chosen for the first space flight.
So these rockets, are they like sky rockets?
Well, it's 1500. The guy's Chinese.
Okay, so it's sky rockets.
Yeah,
it's sky rockets.
Full of fucking gunpowder.
I like it. I like it. This is a fucking movie.
47. I don't know why he chose 47, but anyway. All right.
Just enough he didn't want to waste.
Yeah.
48 would just be excessive.
That would just be gratuitous.
Yeah, there's people starving and he's using 48 rockets.
On the appointed day chosen for the first space flight, Wan, splendidly dressed for the occasion, sat in his chair and instructed 47 servants. I love it, 47. There you go.
Wow.
They know this. It's a numbers game.
So he's that rich. He's got a servant for each rocket.
Yeah, he's rich, but
and it doesn't say
smart.
what he says. It says he dressed splendidly. It doesn't say what he was wearing.
Oh, well, it's got a photo here, but since this is a podcast, the visually...
It's got a photo from 1500s.
Well, no. It's got a photo of a
Chinese man.
A Chinese.
Racist.
No. Yeah, just a Chinese man standing outside a noodle shop, sitting in a chair. No, it's got a like the tapestry. They do a tapestry. Anyway, okay. So you got 47 servants to light the fuses of the rockets simultaneously. Good thinking. And no doubt, ran away fast. That's a little bit of input from the writer.
They have no way of knowing that.
No way of knowing that at all.
He might have made them kneel right there.
The fuses burnt down and there was a tremendous explosion. When the smoke had cleared, Wan had vanished. It vanished.
Into space.
One version of the story, turning the page, no traces of either the would-be astronaut or his chair were ever found, and the writer imagined that he must be living on the moon.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, he's living on the moon, buddy.
But you know what? Like, 5 years later, people would have been talking about it and saying, "Oh, you remember Wang?" And the other person would have said, "Wang who?"
No,
that's
5
a great
years
story.
later,
That's fantastic.
5 years later, they would have been finding bits of meat on the front of shops and trees and shit. Say, what's that? Who?
There must have been some kind of rockets to totally disintegrate him.
Oh no, well no, because he basically vaporized. The whole thing vaporized because the heat was so intense that it just basically vaporized. That's
such a great word. I love that word.
So there's nothing
Vaporize.
left. There'd be nothing left. But why they didn't shoot up? Or maybe they did. Maybe it did go up. They
did shoot up.
Well, I don't know. It just says that it was a huge explosion. So, and in those days when they were making gunpowder, it was smoke. See, now gunpowder's smokeless. But in those days, it would have been the smoke would have just been.
They might
horrific.
have done what we did when we were outside the shop that time: stick the skyrocket so far in the ground that it didn't go anywhere.
That's right. Yeah, it just overheated and just exploded.
Yeah, just
vaporized too, and the chair. And they're going, "Oh, I don't know. He was a bit of an idiot.
He's living on the moon.
He was a bit of an idiot. But you know what? That chair, that was one of a set of 4. Now I've got 3 chairs. What the fuck?
Well, but you know what?
How am I going to entertain? Oh, sorry, you'll have to have the odd chair. Oh, what do you mean? Why? Because I'm a cunt? Is that what you're saying? I mean, odd chairs, mate. I'll tell you, they start fights. Let me tell you.
He was ahead of his time. I don't care what anyone says.
Well,
he was ahead of his time. He tried to get to the moon. What? We talk about it. We never do it.
Yeah, I wonder why.
We need some rockets. All right, I've got some headlines for you.
All right, good.
Headlines.
Yeah.
Monkey steals unicycle.
Monkey steals unicycle.
That's weird, isn't it? Don't you think that's weird?
Monkey steals unicycle. What? Because you think, where's his friend going to sit? Is that what you're thinking?
No, because he's going to ride it. You know how they get monkeys to steal shit all the time now?
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh, like that baby.
Yeah. Monkeys, they use monkeys as thieves and they get them to steal a unicycle. Anyway.
What? Why would you steal a unicycle?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Don't you think that's weird?
Right. So like if for
I'm thinking the monkey's unemployed and he thinks, fuck, how can I? He goes, well, all right, I'm going to have to fucking steal a unicycle and join the fucking circus.
And he brings it back to the head thief guy and he goes, where's the rest of the bike, you idiot?
Speaking of Wang Hu, here's a headline. Missing dog last seen near Chinese restaurant.
That's so racist.
Well, they could have been feeding the dog to their customers.
That's so racist. Oh, what about?
Oh, I don't know. That's what it says. Missing dog last seen near Chinese restaurant. All right. Stamp collector.
Yeah.
Flattened by train. It's probably the way they'd want to go,
The last stamp collector.
Yeah.
The last fucking stamp.
Stamped out. That's what it should have said. Stamp collector stamped out by train.
Or licked. Something with lick. Licked.
Yeah.
Finally licked or something. I don't know. They got to. I'll have to think about that one. No, I'll forget about it as soon as we finish.
Accused priest denies allegations, says he loves children.
Jesus. What have you been reading? Where are you getting these headlines from? This is like...
That was in Catholic Weekly.
One way ticket to defamation.
That was in Catholic Weekly, which I paid 10 cents for.
10 cents. God. Well, money well spent.
Here's my favourite.
Yeah.
Old man found in tree blames wind.
That's what is it about old men and wind? What is that? What is that? Is that one little gift? The gift of being old. This is,
When you're old, wind is your enemy. Wind is your already. I'm noticing, on windy days. I'm blowing to the side.
Blown to the side. and it gets so bad sometimes you just have to reach out and hold on to something. Hey, let go of my wife's breasts, you old cunt.
You have to put your hand on your head so your comb over doesn't flip up.
So then you not only wind challenge, you're blind as well. It's like someone's pulled a curtain across your face. Oh, I can't see. Fucking hell.
Hey, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
And this has been troubling me for years and years.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Sven and I were out one night at a nightclub, and this older girl comes up to us and says, come home with me. We have a little chat, and says, come home with me. So we go home with her, end up going home with her.
Oh, both of you and Sven?
Yeah, both of us. And we're just sort of looking at each other, and I'm thinking, do I really want to see him naked? No, I don't.
Again.
And she goes in the room, comes out wearing this little see-through negligee and a penis dangling down.
Yes, beautiful. Beautiful. See what alcohol brings you to a world you never thought existed. Yes?
So I get up and say to Sven, let's go. And he's like, we're out of there, right? And then Sven turns around and says, you know what? I'm going to go back and I'm going to have a talk to her. Yeah, and I said, you do what you want. I'm out of here. So my question to you...
Sven, you see? Yeah, go on.
My question to you is... what would the conversation have been?
I think Sven's a hero because he, it's like any port in a storm, any experience worth experiencing, it's not really a dinner party story, but it's probably a box ticking event, I would think.
It's not a dinner party story, but it's a...
Well, it could be.
Box ticking? You've got that on your fucking box.
My box.
Sleep with a tranny.
On my tick.
Oh, your tick. Yours is sleep with a transvestite, is it? I mean, that's fine if you do, but...
Yeah, well, why not? Why not? Well, sleep. Why would you be sleeping? Anyway.
Who am I talking to?
Well, I'm just saying. It's like,
Who am I talking to? This is the guy that when we were 16, we saw a transvestite walking down the street and you went, you fucking tranny, and threw a rock.
That threw a rock.
That missed. And then the tranny turned around and flashed his cock and said... you wish you had this, don't you? And then you said yes.
See, I think what you're doing there is you're mixing up your dream world with the real world, all right? One, I never throw rocks. And two, I don't have any problem with trannies. In fact, I've always treated trannies with respect. I had a friend long time ago. She worked in the hospitality industry, and she had a broken nose. And I asked her one day, I said, what happened to your nose? And she goes, tranny. I said, what? And she goes, just remember this. Always remember this. They may look like girls, but they hit like men. And from that day on, I've always had a huge amount of respect for anyone, really, anyone. Anyway, talking about this, I had a funny experience at work. It's sort of funny. So we had this cleaner at work, and he used to wear gloves when he vacuumed, right?
Mm-hmm.
These cotton white gloves.
Good. I like that.
And I never really thought about it. Sometimes I think, I wonder why he wears gloves when he vacuums. It's a bit weird. And then, like that. Anyway, so we have this wine guy at work. He's supposed to be this wine expert, but basically just drinks a lot of wine. He's very funny. And he's in charge of the cellar. We have this huge cellar, right? It's a huge cellar. Anyway, he's going on one day. He goes, "Oh, you know why such and such? You know why he wears those gloves?" And I said, "Oh no, I wondered why, but I never really pursued it. And he goes, "Oh, his boyfriend makes him wear gloves when he vacuums." And I said, "Oh, why is that?" And he goes, "Oh, so he doesn't get calluses on his hands." And I went,
for the hand job, for the reach around.
Do you think that's what it is? I don't know.
It's the reach around.
I don't know. I just thought, oh, right, okay. And then it just bugged me. And you know what? He ended up getting sacked for something. And then I never had the opportunity. But I was never going to ask him anyway. I said,
well, I knew this prostitute that had calluses on her hand. And she said it was like a big marketing thing.
I don't. This is what I'm telling you. There's a whole world out there that people don't realise. Like there'd be someone driving their car now, listening to this, right? Looking at the airbag coming out of the front of the steering wheel, thinking, "Oh, what the fuck?
Thinking I died for those cunts.
Calluses? What the fuck? What is a callus?" Is that like a really bad Holden? Say, what is that, a Calais? No, it's a callus, mate. I bought a Holden callus, and she's a beaut. She's a beaut, mate. But I have to wear gloves when I drive it.
All right, I think you're.
I think we've worn out our welcome today. Callous. Don't be so callous.
Welcome to Bible readings, brought to you by the Church of the Half-Naked Jesus. And as Jesus lay on the cross while the Romans crucified him, Jesus, who was a carpenter by trade, turned to the Romans and said, "Shouldn't those nails be 207 shank diameter?" And at midnight, 3 angels descended from heaven into the room of Mary, wife of Joseph, and they said to her, "You will bear the Son of God." And she said, "I think you got the wrong Mary. You're looking for Mary Magdalene, the prostitute. She'll do a good discount for the 3 of you." And at the Last Supper, Jesus stood up and said, "One of you will deny me. One of you will deny me." And the apostles said, "Who, Jesus? Who will deny you?" And Jesus pointed and said, "Peter. Peter will deny me. He'll deny me 3 times. And Peter looked at him and said, "I deny that." Then an argument ensued, and John the apostle stood up and said, "Silence!" And they all turned and looked at him. And he said, "Who ordered the hummus?" You've been listening to Bible readings, brought to you by the Church of the Half-Naked Jesus.
All right, childhood rip-offs. Childhood rip-offs, the big one.
Oh, the big one. I know.
Sea monkeys.
Oh, fuck me, sea monkeys. Jesus Christ. I can still see my tank of sea monkeys.
But do you remember the ad?
Yeah.
Sea monkeys,
They look
on
so
the ad,
cute.
they were just naked people with tails and little crowns on their heads.
Oh, and monkey faces.
So, no, they had human faces. I'm looking at the ad right now. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, it's like, when I bought it, I thought I was going to have naked little humans.
Well, I must admit, I think that's probably the most disappointed I've ever been with that whole sort of world of comic book shopping, consumerism, whatever. It was just horrific. It was just terrific. I had this vision in my head of not naked humans, but just these little things jumping around, having a good time. And
well, yeah, in the ads it had little Ferris wheels, and you're thinking they're going to ride the Ferris wheel and they're going to ride the merry-go-round, but you know what they were? They actually were.
Yeah. What were they? I sort of know this. Yeah. What is it?
They were dormant embryos of brine shrimp.
Brine shrimp. That's
in a state of suspended animation that hatched when exposed to purified water.
That's right. But
And I remember going down to the beach and looking in a rock pool and going, fucking hell, it's full of sea monkeys. Why didn't I just come down here? So Jed and I put them in little plastic bags and sold them at school.
Really?
Yeah. People were buying sea monkeys off us.
Fuck me dead. Criminals at that young age. How old were you?
30.
I remember putting the stuff in the tank, putting the water in, and just waiting. And in the end, all I got was this slimy, decaying sort of blob of shit that was floating on the water or whatever. You know, it was just horrific. It was traumatic, actually. It was a traumatic experience. I remember it even now. I can see. If I close my eyes, I can see all that, and it would just stink, and it was just horrific. Fuck.
Yeah, it was basically bringing sewage into your house.
Into your world.
Yeah, but on the ad it says, own a bowl full of happiness.
Yeah.
Instant pets. So eager to please, they can even be trained. Always clowning around, these frolicking pets will swim.
Yeah.
Do stunts, and play games because they're so full of tricks.
Just horrible.
And listen to this, all right?
Yeah.
Like X-ray specs, sea monkeys were marketed by Harold von Bronhut. So he invented X-ray specs and sea monkeys. This guy's a genius.
No, fucking, we should write his name down. Well, fucking, I wonder if he's still alive. We'll go and beat the shit out of him.
I bet you Gunter knows him.
Yeah.
Initially, retail buyers weren't interested in them, which forced Bronhut to reach the public directly by way of comic book ads. The relatively affordable ad space proved to be a tremendous success, and Harold's Instant Life product produced instant wealth. In their prime, Sea Monkeys ads appeared in 303 million pages of comics annually.
Fuck me dead. Criminal.
Ripping off kids.
When I get off this, I'm going to go and look on YouTube and see if there's anyone's actually like YouTube. That would be hysterical. That would be funny because that was just like, I tell you, it was the most traumatic experience of my childhood. Childbirth was nothing compared to getting
sea monkeys. That sea monkey ripoff was just a fucking.
I lost a lot of faith in humanity that day. Let me tell you.
I remember getting the packet. The box, and I was like, there's no Ferris wheel in this. They fucking forgot my Ferris wheel and my merry-go-round.
And the little crowns. I love the crowns. That was just a classic.
That was part of their head. That's actually part of their head. Looking at the picture, that's part of their anatomy.
All right, buddy.
All right, everyone.
We're out of
here. You've
here.
been listening to Duke and Leon's School of Life. If you've been listening. We don't even know if you've been listening. We might be talking to ourselves.
Yes.
We might be talking to ourselves, but doesn't matter. Doomsday's coming. Doomsday's coming soon.
It's all got to end sometime. And
the only thing that's going to be left in this whole world is our podcast, Duke and Leon's School of Life.
That's right.
See you later.
See ya.